Down.
Engage my target. Device in place.
Hello and welcome to a preview chat on God is a Geek with myself, Chris Hyde, and the adorable, I use a different word today, Adam Cook. We're here today to talk Rainbow Six Extraction. Sorry, Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Extraction. Let's give it its full name and its full due. Now, you've been playing this, Adam, and I don't know very much about it, so I'm going to hand over to you for an intro, and then I'll poke questions your way as we go.
Well, I actually played it quite a while ago. The preview session was actually, I mean, as we record this now, it's January 2022, and it was actually, I played this in December, like early December. So I've had quite a lot of time to think about this game. So this game was the one that was originally called Rainbow Six Quarantine, and it was, I think it's been delayed at least once, if not twice. And they changed the name to Rainbow Six Extraction. It was built out from once upon a time they added to Rainbow Six Siege with like a timed kind of a mode, a bit like a look, it's Left 4 Dead here. There's Left 4 Dead elements here, but there was that kind of horde mode, which they put into Siege. I want to be clear, it wasn't as built out as this is. People have asked about this game, and I've heard questions saying, why is it not just an expansion or an add-on for Siege? This is a full video game. I want to, assuage fears right away. It is not just that mode. It is that mode, but it's not just that. It is so much bigger than that. It is a full video game. I believe it's a low-budget release. I want to say it's not a full-price game. And like I said, I've had a while to think about this and review my footage and sort of thing, and think about what I want to say, because the game's out soon. Like I want to say it's I think January 20th, but around about then. It's not far off. I want to start by saying I very much like the gameplay. Okay, so it takes the operators from Siege, not all of them, and it plonks them into this world where they've got their own, like they have in Siege, specifications as such. Like you've got certain characters that do certain things. It's class-based in that respect. I very much like the idea. I like the idea of them doing it in this kind of... I like the fact that it's aliens, and it's not zombies, for a change. I like the way they set the game up. Like, you start each map, and there are objectives in each section of each map. So you might start in the map 1, and it'll be... The objective is... I don't know, plant some tracking devices in these... The terminology... The nomenclature of this game is something I'm going to struggle to recall, but they're basically like the alien facehugger egg things, okay? Where they constantly spawn enemies at you, though. Okay, so it's a little bit confusing because in some missions you have to kill them, and I would suggest killing them quickly. However, when you're given the task of plant your tracking devices in these, don't kill them because there are only so many of them, which myself, the demoist, and a chap from VG247 who I was playing with, Durrani, we discovered after we shot them, because we were used to shooting them, so we shot them, and then it's like, oh no, we're supposed to not shoot these ones. So there's a bit of that. When you finish that objective, or if you fail that objective, get to the kind of quarantine zone, extract through to the next part of the map, and there'll be a different objective. It might be to find an elite enemy and capture it. Or, do you see what I'm saying? There are all these... Each level is, this is your objective, pass or fail, and you go through to the end and you extract, hence the extraction, whatever the objective may be. And this is all great. Like, the shooting's good. It's very much Siege. The gadgets, like you start off with the little remote control drones that you can throw out, and you can go and scout like that and tag things. It's very much Siege and very enjoyable. And I don't want to not talk about that, if that makes sense. I don't want to, but I have like real concerns over the progression in this game. So what should be a really cool, interesting thing, I'm not sure quite works. And again, preview, played 4 hours of it, I think. So we'll play the final version and we'll find out when we review the game. But The idea is you have X amount of operators, and if you fall, you get kind of like gooped up and gunked into like a cocoon. And it's like the law for the game says it's something like it's something to do with your suit, and it's to protect you from the aliens that if you're downed in action and you can't be saved by your other teammates, you cocoon up, and it's protective. And you can if you do that, I can grab you, I can put you in a machine and I can extract you, and you're fine, okay? But if you finish that level or section and you don't do that, that operator's gone. That operator's lost. You can't select that operator next time round. They're gone.
Oh, okay.
So the idea being that, and without fail this happened, that the next time through, one of the objectives in those 4 would be to find the operator, rescue them from this weird alien tree, which is quite a nice. It was quite fun actually. You have to trace the tree roots and shoot stuff out while you're getting swarmed, and then you rescue them same way you would. But that's like the objective for that map. The problem is the progression seems brutal. Like you start off with X amount of operators. I forget the number, and like when you level up your overall sort of almost like your persistent world level, you unlock like another tier of operators. I forget if there were 2 or 3. There's a decent amount of operators, but listen, I'm not going to sit here and be like I am the best video game player of all time. But I know the people I was playing with. Like I mentioned, I know that Durrani's he's a shooter guy. He's like big Apex,
Mm-hmm.
We played this on the lowest difficulty, and I'm gonna swear now, Christopher. So be prepared.
Oh.
It's fucking difficult, like fucking difficult. And what that means is that we were losing operators left, right, and centre.
Yeah.
And that would be okay. That would be okay because again, as a gameplay mechanic, it makes sense. It's cool. There's some jeopardy here. You lose, I don't know, whichever one you want to think about, operator. You can't play as in the next one. They are MIA. You have to go rescue them, and they're MIA until you rescue them. Okay? And that would be cool and fine. However, we did manage to finish like one whole map thing. We did all the objectives. And then, when you go back to do another one, the operator you were playing as is wounded or hurt, meaning they start with less than 100% health. So we finished, and I was like, I think I finally found the operator I'm gelling with the most, and we did really well. We all did well. The loadouts all worked, and I couldn't play as her again because she'd lost too much health. That it was like I'll be starting with 5 health. I can't. It's pointless. Couple them together.
Is it trying to force you to mix it up and?
Yes,
and
I think so. I think so. But the thing is, man, like I would get that you start with low health if you failed. Okay.
Yeah.
But we succeeded. We got out. We did all the objectives and we got out. And that character didn't get like fully healed. And I feel like that's a simple thing to add. That if you complete the objective, if you do brilliantly, you should. You've extracted. You go back to base. You heal up.
Yeah.
You shouldn't then still have low health. And that weirded me out. And we did actually test. Because ultimately, this is not a free-to-play game. This is a game you buy. What happens if all your characters get lost?
Yeah, I was going to ask that. What did you just? Is that game over?
No, it doesn't let you. Once you get down to 3, magically one of them becomes re-available. Which, I mean, of course they have to. They can't just go.
Yeah, I guess
it's almost Kojima-like in that. Well, they're all dead. Sorry, you can't play this game anymore. Finished. But you can't do that. But also.
It kind of that's an interesting thing because you kind of it's still a game and you have to have a dynamic like that so you can enjoy it, but at the same time there's a bit of undermining the principle of the permanence of losing operators if they I guess they die. It's I mean, look, it's a preview, isn't it? It's interesting, but
it's not. They just need to tweak it. They just need to tweak it. Like it's. I walked away from it thinking as I said to you at the start here, the gameplay is phenomenal, really good fun, and challenging, and the difficulty thing, like I mentioned, it is hard, but I wasn't like I hate this. It was quite the opposite. I was like, this is really challenging. You
want to do it. You want to beat it.
Yeah, and it's a different thing to play with like a person who's demoing it and someone from another site who you wouldn't perhaps play with all the time as it would be with you and I playing with like Chris or Mick or anyone like that. It's a different thing. But it did seem that the odds were very, very stacked against you, and it did seem like the progression was not rewarding you in anywhere near enough to warrant the sort of brutality of the push. It felt like it was pushing back too much, and I think that's fixable quite easily with like I hope they listen to that feedback. You know, they do ask after these events, what do you think? And I was, you know, the demo guy we were giving feedback to. I really, really enjoy the gameplay. I really do. I think it's smart, it's clever. I think it's interesting to take that tactical Rainbow Six thing and make it into a Horde kind of Left 4 Dead game. But the progression at the moment just does not, to me, just does not feel right. It feels far too stacked against you. It feels... like I say, the one thing I took away that really bugged me the most was the fact that we completed the objectives, we did well, and we extracted together as a team, and then I couldn't use that person the next round because they'd lost too much health, and that I know, like I get it, I get the idea of a developer saying we want you to try all the classes. But it's not like it was the only one I was going to ever play as. I just felt like, well, I've got a bit of my, you know, we've got a bit going here. We're doing all right. Just
kind of clicked with someone.
I felt like, yeah, exactly. I felt like the gadgets and the weapons and everything. I just felt like this is, you know, I'm not going to play as them all the time, but I do like this character and I'd like to be able to play as them again, just to see if we can succeed again. And it was like, no, sorry, they're injured, and it took ages for them to heal. Because they slowly heal. They don't just go from like 5 health to 100 health. They go like 5 to 25 to 35. And I don't know what's based on. What's happening under the hood there? I don't know what's happening, you know, under the hood. I think it's how well you do. You know. But then, like I say, when we purposefully went MIA to kill everyone off, then it just goes like the health bar just went, and they healed up, and it's like if you can do that. So I can, obviously you have to do it so I can continue playing this game. If you can do that, it felt a bit of an odd restriction to you know, because I like the dynamic and the idea of if you're down, you have to rescue them.
Yeah,
and
that's
it works cleverly.
Yeah.
Like in your game, the person, it's not the same operator, because you might be playing as the one I lost. It's individual, so it's kind of cool.
Okay,
it's dynamic, it works well, but it also feels like they're taking your toys away from you. Constantly, unless you're doing amazingly. And I'm telling you now, like this game, I don't know if they'll tune it for release, but this game on the easiest difficulty does not mess around. It really does launch it. There's so much. Another little tiny thing is that there's like goo on the floor, black goo, okay? And you can shoot that or stab it with your melee to get rid of it. And if you don't, it like slows you down dramatically, really badly. And it's everywhere.
We know stabbing goo gets rid of goo, don't we?
I did think that was an odd choice, but listen.
Yeah, you know, it's fine. Don't waste bullets.
But like again, well, yeah, that's the other thing. Again, like with that goo, there's too much of it. Like it's all the time, and it's like they are constantly basically it's less than halving your movement speed, and it's like I get areas where it should be, and the thing is, it progresses. I think it progresses, like as you play. If you don't stop, there's certain things it seeps out of, and it's like again, I get it, mechanically cool. But are you making it a little less fun for me by having so much of it? And I don't know. I'm really torn on this game. I really want to delve deeper into it. I want to play more of it. 4 hours is nothing in a game that is designed to be replayed to the hilt, you know. I will say the gameplay elements just feel great. They feel great. I'm just a little concerned at the progression being a little bit too much. Because it starts off and you're like, oh, that's interesting. And as we played more, it's like, this isn't right, is it? And I'm a little worried about that. I'm hoping they'll tune it up. But yeah, otherwise, a good game, but with they'll get there, I think. Listen, don't know what it's going to ship like. But, yeah, very, very torn on this one.
Yeah. Well, that was the preview chat. We must stress preview chat for Rainbow Six Extraction. Out. Review and out later in January.
Presumably so. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So obviously, if you're listening to this, you won't have too long to wait for a full blown review with our overall thoughts and feelings on the game in its finished state. If you've enjoyed this video and this chat about Rainbow Six Extraction, then give us a good old like and subscribe. Tell your friends. Share it and hit us up on godisageek.com for all the latest news, reviews, previews, guides, loads of bits and bobs we're going to be doing throughout the year. And hit us up on social media as well. Tell us what you think of us, and if you're looking forward to Rainbow Six Extraction, let us know that as well. But all else for me to say, Adam, is thanks for your time.
Welcome.
And we'll see you later. Bye bye.
Setting down on the pack. Recharges here.
Data transfer complete.
Not bad when all those Archaeans were rushing at you like crazy.